At the start of the first day, the side of my shower was covered in mould, as you can see. I applied Grotbuster and gentle scrubbing with the toothpaste, and at the end of the second day it looked like this. I then started some more applications on the third day, and by the time I'd finished it looked like this. You can do the same. Enjoy the video. Hi there, this is Fixed It. When I had some problems with one of my showers a few years ago with mould, I went online, and most of the advice online said that it couldn't be cleaned up. Of course there are standard thin bleaches, and I thought about applying those to the silicone, but the problem was they'd always dry out too quickly, or they'd just run straight off. So I had a look around for some different products, and I came across this domestic one with the fantastic name of Grotbuster. Well, I decided to find out whether or not it would get rid of mould inside silicone sealant, the white silicone sealant. And it took a few applications, but it did. And now I've been waiting for for our other shower to show signs of mould, as all showers do, before I could actually document it and stick it online. So what I'm going to do is just to work on a small section of the shower, just to show you the effect, and it really is quite spectacular. Another side effect of this process that I discovered is that the impregnation of the bleach into the silicone sealant means that the mould in my other bathroom hasn't come back in the last 2 or 3 years, and it's just now beginning to re-show itself. So I hope you enjoy the video. Cheers. What you need to do this: a bottle of Grotbuster, an old toothbrush that you're not planning to use again, and a pair of rubber gloves. Make sure you put on rubber gloves because you don't want the bleach on your fingers. Okay, we've got two issues here. One is scale, and that just happens to be the water area that we're in, and the scale along here, which I'll deal with separately, and the main area of mould here. Okay, and it's this section that I'll be working on. Now the thing that we want to do is to put on as little of this as possible. Okay, so just the smallest amount just needs to go on there. Just spread it about. Spread it about. The smallest amount. Really don't let it run out because you'll just be wasting it. Okay, I'm just coming from this corner too, just so I've got this complete 2 panels done. And what I'll do is I'll come back in 5 minutes and just use the toothbrush to spread that back onto the area. So now what we want to do is to just go and collect any of the bleach that's come lower down and just gently massage that into the back in to the rubber with the toothbrush. Okay, so just collect it up and gently massage it in with the toothbrush. It's been 30 minutes since we started this, and again we take our toothbrush and you collect up the bleach that's slid down and just rub that again into the sealant as you're going along. It's actually been 2 hours as I've been out playing with a power washer, so it's time to reapply. As you can see, quite a bit of this is kind of just turning a kind of faded brown colour, and the more we apply over the next few days, the darker it'll become. You can still use the shower during this period. Obviously just make sure you wash off what's on the edges before you climb in, because you don't want some concentrated bleach on your legs. Oh, okay, applied rather a lot that time, so let's just rub that in again. And I'm not sure what's happening on the polymer level, if that's the right word. But I know from experience the last time I did this, that once it starts to turn brown, as it's doing here, then the bleach really does seem to be able to get quite deep into the rubber and start to make a considerable difference to it. So it's just a kind of messy brown colour at the moment, but over time it will start to fade. Some of these dark spots, you can see some of the really small ones, are actually almost disappearing. They're not even kind of going brown. Okay, so there, some more bleach on it, and we'll come back later. Hi there, it's 10:45 the next morning. I've applied about another 3 coats of bleach over the well, since yesterday afternoon, and as you can see, the mould is fading fast. The area here has almost completely disappeared. This has turned into a kind of just a light mushy brown. The only area that's really still quite strong is this area here, which is thick black, but most of the black dots have now disappeared into a kind of brown mush. So I'll carry on applying coats every couple of hours today, and we'll see what it looks like later. As you can see, the mould's completely disappeared from this area, just a slight browning there. Still the mushy brown, almost gone completely. And if I spin round, it's now just a faint shadow of its former self, and then there's a few dark spots at this end. So I'll do another couple of applications and we'll see how we get on. Cheers. Okay, time for another update. I've moved in closer this time so you can see how we're getting on. This area now is almost clear up to just a few small spots here. A few more dark patches here. This stuff is turning to shadow. It's interesting, the camera makes it look a lot worse than it is. This bit's almost completely disappeared, just a few more spots. And I'll just move the camera over and spin round. And again, this is actually very, very faint. And then there's some darker spots here. But again, it's diminished quite a lot, so now it's time to apply a couple more areas and soon it will all be gone. As you can see, it's fading fast. Just a few spots on the end and some general brown marks. So I'll apply another coat and come back shortly. Okay, on this side we're looking at the faintest of shadows, almost completely gone, and on the other side there's just a few faint spots that are rapidly going. I think this will all be gone by the morning. Okay, well, I think you'll agree that's an amazing improvement on that side. I'll just move to the other, and on this side it's just a slight little bit of grey, and then these few spots here which we'll continue to have a go at. I mean, obviously one of the things you need to think about is you're into the law of diminishing returns after a while, and that some of the spots are really quite deep into the silicone, so they may not come up completely. You might be back to the situation of using the shower and then after a shower just drying off a particular area, say here, and then just applying a minute amount of bleach. This first panel is now completely clear, and when you compare it to the original, the effect's absolutely brilliant. On this side we've still got a couple of small spots I'm going to continue to work on. Final look at the first panel, absolutely nothing left on it at all. I did have a look at these, thinking that they were in fact mould. In fact they're actually holes in the silicone. I'm afraid the guy who put the silicone in the first place wasn't very smooth. Okay, I'll have a look at the other panel. And the second panel is virtually all clear, except for these spots. Again, I had a close look at those spots, and they are in fact little bubbles in the rubber. So whether or not they'll actually completely clean out, I don't know. I mean, there's nothing in them, but they're obviously discoloured, all the holes, which is why they haven't come up like the rest of it. But I think you'll agree that that's been a job well done. Right, I've washed off the bleach, and now you can see the effect. The shower, as far as the silicone sealant is concerned, looks new. And what I'll do now is proceed to get rid of the scale, and I'll document that too. This has been Fixed It, cleaning the shower. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please rate it. Cheers, bye.